I do want to get to some life stuff about you, like, because we talked a lot about your work and about autism. So yeah, you've lived in a lot of different places, it seems. Where did you start, and do you have a favorite place that you've lived or spent time?
Oh gosh, I grew up in Virginia and small town outside of DC, and you know I ended up doing my undergraduate work at Old Dominion University, which is in Norfolk, Virginia, and then ended up moving up to Maryland. And you know, out of every place I've lived, there's so many wonderful things that I've enjoyed about being there. There's something special and still to this day in my heart about Baltimore. Um, I loved they call it Charm City for a reason. There's just something different about that city. It's a small city. I loved the people. I loved how there was like kind of this gritty quality to Baltimore. Lots of underground arts that you really had to live there and be a part of the community to know about, that I got to engage in. And so I loved living in that city. And then it's hard living in that city. It's hard seeing what happens in that city, and me actually doing work in, in homes in the middle of Baltimore City, you know. So it's this, I don't know. I just really have this fondness for Baltimore, and I always will. And then, my husband is from Western Massachusetts, so he wanted to move to New England, and so that was such a shift for me. I was like, oh, am I going to be able to handle this? And I moved to Vermont. Super different. New England's so different than the South, but I came to find this amazing community, really progressive, beautiful, bucolic place to live, and just really wonderful people. And the University of Vermont was such a supportive place for me, and amazing mentors, and it sent me really on my path for the rest of my career. And I was there for 11 years and absolutely loved it. I think for me, we were ready for something different. It's long, cold winters in Vermont. There's no way around it. 11 years of long, long, long cold winters. And many people do make this decision after some time in Vermont to say, I'm flying the coop here and I'm going somewhere warm, And so that's kind of was our move out here. And LA was not on the agenda at all. It just happened to fall into place for my husband to get a job here. And we live at the beach. And I mean, what can I say? Love it.
Huge difference from long, cold winters. I couldn't
know.
even hack the winters in Baltimore and DC. I was like, nope, can't take it anymore. So then I came here. I
You
cannot
just stay inside.
imagine.
That's all you do.
But I like to go outside.
And it's dark all the time in the winter.
I don't even have a window. I love that. I love Vermont. I love being stuck inside. It's, to me, it's like some kind of weird like survival thing. I adore it. But I hear what you guys say all the time.
Wow.
And I got vitamin D. I take vitamin D supplements.
Well, you need to there.
Yeah,
so I've kind of, I've loved everywhere I've lived, actually, for many different reasons. And I got my start in my field of choice, and especially working with autistics and their families in Baltimore. So that's, I got a lot of my training there, and so I've loved everywhere I lived. But I'm not. It's just it was just happenstance that we came to LA, and I've so enjoyed it. Talking about all the, we're talking about the support of different cultures and having their own communities. It's just so wonderful to be in a city that's like that.
What I like about being out here is like you've got these different communities, and they're like to an extent kind of in their own little corners, but then they're also like you have to mingle with everybody, and that's what I like about it, is like everybody's got to go to the grocery store together. So even if you live, in these certain areas, there's a lot more cultural mixing out here that I think really helps. So I always compare people to dog. I got a puppy like 5 years ago and then took a deep dive into dog psychology and puppy kindergarten and everything. And I was like, it's not unlike how we should be dealing with people, right? Like, because you've got to train, you've got to like take the puppy to puppy kindergarten so they get socialized with the other puppies, and all the puppies of different sizes and different temperaments. And so they've got to learn, like, I shouldn't just go bite the other puppy on the neck. Like, that's not a good thing to do. Right. And so I'm like, people have to, like, people don't get socialized enough, right? Like, to all different cultures and just ways of being and neurodifferent and everything. Like, people are too stuck in whatever right? And I think that affects the way that you relate to others and see the world. And like what you were talking about, Jason, with Mila, is like, because she's been around, she's probably been exposed, so she's maybe been better socialized, right? Like, than like maybe we have when we were younger. And I really think like the puppy kindergarten thing, you just got to socialize everybody and expose them to each other. And then they learn how to play together, and then, it'll be better. But you usually have to do it when they're kids before they form those adult biases.
True. Yeah, it's very true. I love the puppy kindergarten thinking. It's great.
Yeah, really it can be like something you tell someone that's being stuck in their ways. Like, does someone need to go to puppy kindergarten?
Yes. I like that.
You're going to see that. I'm going to post that on Facebook sometime when I'm arguing with someone. Like, looks like someone needs to go to puppy kindergarten.
That's fun. And only I will know, and Hope will know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It does sound kind of derogatory, though. But oh, awesome.